13 wind, the new mom, the new energy of this new year. Through the Mayan calendar, we can understand that there is change, potentially chaotic change coming. The wind years often bring a lot of change, and that change can be very challenging. It's just like any of my clients that I work with. Why do we change? We change because the pain of staying the same becomes worse than the pain of change. Change is never easy. It's beautiful. It requires us to die so that we can become reborn. And this year, 2025, the new year in the Mayan calendar, shows us that with 13 wind, we're going to be seeing a lot of change and a lot of inspiration. Change is a good thing. Change is a beautiful thing. It's not something to be feared. And it is natural for us to fear it because the unconscious mind wants to keep things the same, because whatever is the same is what has kept you alive up until this point, even though potentially it's not keeping you in the life that you want to live. It's like people who smoke, they smoke because they think it's been keeping them alive. Their unconscious mind believes that it's been keeping them safe, helping them to fit in or whatever it might be, but it's actually killing them. It's just killing them slowly. And so this year we see a lot of change happening, and I have decided to make a tremendous life change. I have sold all my stuff, got rid of my car, put everything into a couple of backpacks, and here I am, right? Unexpectedly, here I am in Guatemala on this beautiful lake inside a volcano crater on the beginning of this new Mayan year. I didn't expect for any of this to happen. I didn't even know that I was coming here until yesterday, really. And what a gift that is. And that's the gift that comes from me letting go of control. I think of it like this. If you've been driving a car your entire life and you've been the one in the driver's seat and you've had your hands on the wheel and you've been steering and saying, I'm going to go there, I'm going to go there, and that's how you've been living your life. And then all of a sudden you decide to, much like I have, to say, you know what, I'm going to let my soul, my spirit, I'm going to let God drive. That's like stepping into the passenger seat and allowing the automated car to take over. Or like in the Tesla, pressing the automated system and allowing it to navigate. The first time I was ever in a car where somebody did that in Las Vegas, and it was in a Tesla, my friend's Tesla, and she was driving us to a hike, and she pressed the automated system, and it scared the shit out of me. And I knew logically that it was going to function. She'd been driving this car for years. People have been driving these cars for years. It works, it functions, right? But it didn't matter because there was this tension, there was this tightness, there was this fear that came up in me. And I had to honor that. And this is like how I'm living my life now, is that I've all of a sudden turned on the autopilot. I'm listening to my heart, I'm listening to my body, I'm listening to my spirit, my dreams, the messages, the synchronicities, the signs, like humans have done for an eternity. And also it requires me letting go of control, and that is fear-inducing. And it's understandable that I've had difficulty in that transition, and that in that process I have I've turned to my old coping mechanisms, the coping mechanisms like food, eating food to feel more comfortable, to feel in control. Because it's like I can control what I put in my mouth. I can control how I feel, because if I put this in my mouth, I know I'm going to feel good, at least for a little bit. Then oftentimes I feel fucking terrible afterwards, but the thing is that it's an artificial sense of control. It's coping mechanism. That's how coping mechanisms work. And think about it. It makes sense, right? Because when we come into this world, we're panicking. What happened? I just came out of this beautiful, calm womb, and then now I'm in this chaos and potentially synthetic lights, and the there's air, and now I have to breathe. And so the first thing we do is latch onto the nipple and we drink. And that calms us down and it soothes us. It helps us to know that we're safe. And we start to drink and we swallow. And then that helps us to feel safe. And if we don't find other ways of doing that later in our life, other ways of feeling safe, then we will reach out to those mechanisms. Cigarette, actual sex, actually just latching onto another person's nipple. Oh, look, here's the remnants of the fire I saw from across the way. An altar here. Sit. The dog. We're talking about faith, and sit in the Mayan tradition. The dog talks about trust and faith. And here we are. The faith that we're going to be okay, the faith that we're going to be safe, the faith that everything that I need on my path is going to be there. And as I have, turned on the automatic navigation system, and I'm feeling that difficulty because I feel like I'm out of control. And God, what would happen if I'm out of control? How many times in my life have I been told by my parents, you're out of control? Questioning, are you in control? Is that a bad thing to be out of control? But here I am, and the navigation system's kicked in, and look where it's taking me. It's taking me to these gorgeous places. It's taking me to places that I never imagined that I would come back to, or that I would get to explore, and I'm having fun, and it's beautiful, and it's exciting, and I'm learning more about myself than ever before, and I'm growing, and I'm evolving. And there's still those parts of me inside that are having difficulty feeling safe because my hands aren't on the wheel. And that's what I have known to be safety for so long, having my hands on the wheel. But I get to let go. 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 I don't have to control everything. What if there's a divine intelligence that has more understanding of what it is that I need and what it is that I desire than I possibly could ever even think my way to knowing? What if there's a divine intelligence that loves me and wants me to be peaceful and joyful and happy and to have everything that I desire? What if I can let go and not have to control, and everything will get better? And so far, it's actually proving to be true. The last several months have been so beautiful for me, and they have been very challenging. And it's understandable that I have fallen back into these habits of trying to feel good. And feeling good is not the same as being happy. And it's okay that I have made mistakes, that I have overeaten in the pursuit of feeling good, and that it didn't ultimately feel good. It was heavy, and it was unhealthy. It was not good for my body. It's okay that I've made the mistake that I have gained a lot of weight in the last few months because of that coping mechanism strategy. It is all okay because I'm learning and I'm growing. Because I'm learning how to not have to be in the driver's seat of my car. And how by not being in the driver's seat of my car, I'm actually going to have a better life. I'm going to have more fun, more adventure, and I'm going to live my purpose, live my path, be on mission, and get more satisfaction, have more positive impact on the people around me, live in alignment with my highest blueprint, my true soul purpose. That is what I want. That is what I am doing, and it takes letting go, and letting go has been challenging. Because I got taught very early that I had to be in control. And that's just a truth. It's a belief. And I'm letting go of that belief. And thank God I have the tools to be able to do that, because it makes this process much easier. And you too can also let go and release control and get better results and have more fun and find everything that you desire. But what if it just took you letting go? And in the process, letting go of the old shitty tools that we've been using to try to feel better. The smoking, the drinking, the codependent relationships, the false sense of security, the holding on to a shitty job for decades because it provides a 401k, even though in a moment's notice they could completely fall apart, the market completely just crash, and your entire retirement just disappears, because life has never been that certain. The only certainty has been uncertainty. The only consistent thing has been change. And so we are now in this year of 13 wind, and guess what? It's time to let go of control and to recognize that it's going to get better than you could possibly have imagined, because you don't have to have control. And you can take and allow the messages, the voice of God to speak to you, the voice of your intuition, the voice of your ancestors, as 13 wind tells us, and you can let that guide you. But because 13 wind is in the 13-day period of the dog, that means that you need to learn how to have faith. And faith is a practice. Faith is something that you practice, and it is a skill that you can sharpen. It's not easy, and also it's the path forward. So for me, that requires healing the wounds that keep me clinging to control, fearing that I might be out of control, so that I can step forward into my true life's purpose. And guess what? To a degree, this walking around a beautiful lake in the Mayan lands and listening to the people across the lake wailing, I suppose mourning for something or someone, is, as I'm sharing this message, as I'm communicating to you, as I'm acting as a messenger, like the wind, allowing the wind to carry my voice to you, is a part of my purpose. And if you don't know what your purpose is and you want to get there, you want more of that clarity, you want to get rid of the stuff that has been blocking you, those patterns, those addictions, the latching onto control, like latching onto the nipple, if that is something you want to embark upon, let's go. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm designed to do, is to help people go through that process. And it is beautiful, and it's fun, and it's challenging, and it's faster than you actually could imagine. You just got to make the decision. 1, 2, 3, 4, as I say that on the video counter. So I'll leave it at that, because I want to explore a little bit more of this lake, and I want to meditate, and I want to sit in silence, and I want to see what that Mayan shaman over there is going to be doing, because he looked like he was ready for a ceremony, and my God, I love me a ceremony. I don't know why, but also I know why. It's because I am a magical being, and I am a guide, and been like that for many, many lifetimes. I bet you have a lot of curious lifetimes that you're ready to tap into, so that you can become whoever you came here to be in this one. My name is Christopher Armstrong, and I am a spiritual guide, a transformation support, an agent of change. I'm here to help you to break free from your addictions. The most challenging one being the addiction to self-sabotage. And so if you're ready for that, let's go. Reach out to me. Find out more. We've got a lot of beautiful things to experience in this life. And if you want more of that, more beauty, more joy, more play, more laughter, more freedom, more purpose, more satisfaction, not pleasure, satisfaction. Pleasure and happiness and satisfaction are not the same thing. I'd rather take happiness and satisfaction over pleasure any day. And sometimes it takes surrendering pleasure, in fact, in order to get those things. So if you're interested in that, connect with me. If you've been struggling, drop a comment below. Let me know what your challenge has been. If you're ready for more, tell me. I'm here to help. I'm here to guide you through that process. Be well.